What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. Just made a video about Russia and the involvement of the Democrats and the liberal media. And you know what doesn't make sense? It doesn't make sense, because I'm going to try to make some sense out of this nonsense. It doesn't make sense that the Democrats will not learn from their mistakes. I don't understand how they cannot see what they did last election has failed them, okay? They were attacking Trump much as they could through the election. He won. Then they continued to attack him. Their whole campaign was, you know what? Don't vote for this guy because he's mean on the inside. He says harsh things. He doesn't hold back. He talks about everybody. Trump is an equal opportunist. He will let you have it if he feels like he's being attacked. I don't have a problem with that, frankly. But nonetheless, I know we have sensitive people in our society that they say, you know what, I want my president to be a little more sensitive to everybody's feelings, okay? Nonetheless, instead of pushing that, instead of going in on that, instead of constantly attacking Donald Trump, arguing with Donald Trump, they should be working on fixing their own party. They're broke. They're in debt. They have no leader. They have no great credible candidates. They're trotting people out that haven't even committed to run, like Oprah. And then they slide out a Kennedy, which backfired on them. My man was foaming at the mouth. That didn't look too cool. It just set a bad precedent. I mean, I'm just looking like, oh, I don't know if I want my president stepping up with the drool coming out the side. Like, you know what? And I'm going to speak some Spanish, too, to try to appeal to all the people out there. And I'm going to pander to the Latinos and the press. I don't want that type of president. So they got a lot of problems. No message. No economic message. They can't even solve DACA. They're revealing that they're horrible when it comes to negotiating and fixing DACA because they really don't want to fix it. Trump gave them what they wanted, and now they're going to mess around and ruin it for all these kids to even get amnesty, because their real goal, motive, and objective is to keep illegal immigration going, because that's their constant supply of future voters. So they're stinking it up, and they're spending all their time arguing or communicating with Donald Trump. So what happens? They waste all their time. This guy, he's trying to be a authoritative dictator. He's trying to be whatever. He's Hitler. He's Mussolini. He's insecure. He's crazy. He's unfit. He's all of this stuff. Then Trump watches it. But see, here's the difference. You see the two parties arguing, right? Trump gets on Twitter, blast them, little so-and-so, Pocahontas, Rocket Man, weak Adam Schiff. I mean, he talks about them, blast them. Then they go off, spend a whole week or two on TV, in their platforms, of course. We know the liberal stations. Come on over, have a seat. We want to hear you talk bad about Donald Trump. So they get on TV and they continue to go in hard on the president. What they're not realizing, though, is by focusing on him, they're not getting other stuff done. But the difference is president is focusing on them and still getting stuff done. He's multitasking, but at the same time tying them up so they don't get stuff done. He keeps them focused on bickering, fighting, fussing with him, trying to undermine him, and not work on their own party while he's getting stuff done and throwing out little snippets to keep them nibbling at the bait. It's like this. I got to make a comparison, y'all. I'm about to make a confession. Don't judge me. I got held back in 7th grade. I can just now talk about this now, okay? But it wasn't my fault. Yet it was. Okay, I'm a man. See, I can take that. I didn't realize that I had some noodles up top until I was a little older. You know, I got older and I started realizing, wait a minute, I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty clever. But nonetheless, in 7th grade, I was still smart. But the problem was I wasn't wise. So you can be smart, not wise. I had my best friend sitting next to me. He's my best friend to this day. Sitting next to me, they had us traveling in every class, 7th grade. This dude was naturally smart. Okay, he had a better foundation than me. Family structure, home, all that stuff helped him just be a naturally smart kid. Me, I had to study during that time especially. So we're sitting together. Me and him are laughing it up, hamming it up through the whole class. Clint, Kevin, stop it. You two, you know what? But they never separated us. They let us keep communicating back and forth. Now I'm noticing that he's not doing work either. Both of us are chit-chatting, and I'm going, wait a minute. Surely I can't fail without Clinton failing with me, because we both are acting a fool. He's not doing his work, and neither am I. But what I didn't see is after the laughter ended, after the chit-chat ended, once the bell rung and we went home, he went home, did his homework. He handed in papers. I didn't. So then when report cards came out, I'm going, hey, man, what did you get on yours? Oh, man, I got all A's. What'd you get? All F's. How did you get all A's? Well, while we was talking, that was fun and all, but I was also doing work. So what the Democrats is doing is the same thing. They're so focused on fussing with Donald Trump, they're not getting their work done. He's fussing with him, but he's getting his work done. So when it comes time for a re-election and they're challenging him, they're not going to have anything done. They're going to have nothing but F's. And yet they want an A. I'll give them an A, all right, for awful. That's the A they'll get. They ain't getting no good A's from it, just awful. So when they're on TV, they're whining. And when they're not whining, they're not on TV. So the point is, they're constantly whining, but not figuring out solutions. So Trump is brilliant. He says, you know what? Yeah, bring it every day. It takes me about 17 seconds to send a tweet, but yet y'all will spend the whole week talking about that tweet and getting nothing else done for your party while I'm giving out new executive orders, having meetings behind closed doors, working stuff out. And then when you stick some opponent up at me and they're talking about well, we ain't really got a message, but you know what our message is? You're a racist. You're a misogynist. You weren't tough enough on Vladimir Putin because we thought that the Russia thing had something to do with you, but it really didn't. But yet we're trying to make a connection. It's not really a connection, but we're going to still focus on that stuff. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all we have. That's pretty much it. But we trust that the American people will rather vote against a misogynist, racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Nazi, KKK member, white nationalist, and some other stuff thrown in there too. Whatever else anybody wants to throw in the pot. Yeah, throw that in there. We feel that rather vote against him than vote for a president that maybe doesn't talk as gentle, but get stuff done. That's what they're going to bank on. See, and that's why they're going to lose again. Because they sitting there during class time instead of doing work. They fussing with Donald Trump. He's like, yeah, I'll fuss with you while I'm doing my work. See, so they will learn, but they're going to learn the hard way, which is good for them. A good lesson. It's one of those things you never forget when you learn something the hard way. When it comes easy, you might forget it. But when it comes hard, you're like, I will never forget that. So don't forget, Dems. You want an A? You'll get an A, all right, for awful. It's Kevin. Kevin's Corner. Want to support Kevin's Corner? Links in the bottom. Also, find me on Twitter, find me on Facebook. Next time, Kevin's Corner. God bless.